Okay, welcome to class. Thank you for joining me today. If we have not met yet, my name is Nikki. My pronouns are she and her, so just so you know. Okay, let's get into it. So what's going to happen today is we're going to be doing a little strength circuit, and I've got 3 bands with me. Use what you got. I've got a looped band. Mine's a little heavy. I actually recommend a lighter one. I just cannot find mine no matter where I look. And then I've got 2 different level jump stretch bands. I've got a lighter one and a heavier one. And again, what is light and heavy will just depend on your personal strength. So keep that in mind. Let's just start moving. We're going to be doing a full body workout today. Let's start with just a little bit of a warm up. And what I'm going to have you do is just come onto your back to start. And have your lightest band, that's this guy, for me, close by. And then take a moment here just to settle, figure out where you want to be on your mat to get centered. Arms can be by your sides, and then maybe just knees bent, feet flat. Just start to gently round your pelvis or tuck under, and then just gently reach your pubic bone the other way. If it feels good to you to have your hands on the front of your hips, that's also a choice. So just starting to feel sort of like, where do you get a little tippy and do you feel your ribs lift off? And then where do you feel like a little bit overly round and kind of maybe grippy in your butt? And then just try to figure out like, where is the middle of those two? And then when you find the middle of those two, you can bend your elbows. And then I want you to just reach one leg up to the ceiling. And then just kind of like ships in the night, you're going to switch and switch. So we're just starting to kind of warm up through the backs of the legs and the hips. Now, of course, if ships in the night is not your friend, just always have one leg planted. That may feel a little bit more secure. And let's go one more. And then let that all come down. Okay, make sure that you've got space. Take your arms out to the sides. Knees just bend a comfortable amount. And then I just want you to bend your right elbow, reach across the body, maybe roll a little bit, maybe roll a lot. And then just take it back through, and then we're just going to switch sides. So just getting our spine moving. Nothing fancy. No, you are welcome to stick with these, but if this all feels good, we're just going to get right into it today. Kind of an accelerated warm-up where you can actually reach and then come onto your elbow and then just kind of roll it down and then switching sides. So just reaching across the body, breathing where it makes sense. Noticing how this is kind of like a little almost side plank prep in a lot of ways. So just starting to introduce loading to the shoulders while warming up the spine. Now this time I want you to just play with reach across, hold. And now if it feels okay, plant your hand and actually press up onto it for just a moment, checking that your shoulder doesn't dump into your ear. Come down onto your elbow and then just roll it down, and let's try the other side. So you're going to reach across, roll to your elbow. Plant your hand, press up, bend your elbow, and then just roll it back and across. Let's just go one more each way. Reach across, elbow, plant the hand and lift, shoulder back, elbow, come on down. One more time. Reach across, shoulder out of ear, roll to elbow, plant your hand, lift it up, come down to your elbow, and then come all the way down to rest. Good work. All right, let's continue on to our little hip release. So grab the band. This will also be a little bit of extra core activation before we get into the standing circuits. Pop the band around one foot. Take that leg up towards the ceiling. You can hang on to either side if you wish. And then just maybe bend your knee and stretch it up a few times. Feeling how the leg bone can really kind of settle down into the hip socket. And then take the leg up, and now let's just lower the leg down, hips staying square, and taking it up a few times. Now, if you wish, you can bring the second leg up to tabletop for just a little bit more core activation, or you can even reach that leg in the air. The trick is you're trying to keep both knees straight. But again, if you have to bend your knee, absolutely fine. Just try to keep the moving side leg straight if you can. Ribs staying heavy. Good. And then from here, let's just switch sides. So pop the band around your other foot, however gracefully. Plant your other foot on the ground. Maybe bend and straighten the knee a couple times. Just feeling the back line in the leg and really feeling how you can have equal weight on both butt cheeks. Hips stable. I tend to kind of fall off to one side, so I'm trying to be a little bit more centered. Good. Take the leg up, and then choices. You can lower and lift like so, or you can float your free leg like so, or you can reach both legs up. Try to keep your knees straight, ribs heavy. Good. One more time. And then take the legs up, and then just plant your feet and take it on down. All right, let's just do one final thing here in this warm-up before we transition to more loaded work. So 2 choices. Let's just start with a few basic bridges. So arms can be by your sides or elbows can be bent. And I want you to just soften the ribs, press into your feet, send your pubic bone to the ceiling, and then just touch your butt and do that a few times. So if this feels like the right option for you today, please stick with this. But if you want to add a little bit of basically a challenge to your butt, you have the choice of hugging one knee into your chest. You can grab at your thigh or at your shin and just see what happens. Let's go for about 4 on each side if you do more of a single leg option. I think I like grabbing behind my knee. So I'm going to do that, keeping my knee in close to my chest. I lifted really heavy yesterday, so you may not see fabulous range of motion and power output from me today. I'm just noticing my muscles are really fatigued. All right, plant your foot down. Let's try the other side. So square off, and then when you're ready, lift it up. Take it down. Oof. These are not easy for me today. That is comedic. Let's go 2 more. Final one. All right, good work. Rock yourself on up to seated. And let's go into a standing position. We're going to do a little bit more dynamic mobility, and then we're going to get into our strength circuits. So come on up. You probably, we may end up needing the mat later, but for now, let's just slide that guy out of the way. And what I want you to do is take your feet out just a comfortable distance apart, maybe what you would normally use for a squat. And you're going to bend your knees and you're going to slide your hands down, and you're actually going to, if you can, grab your toes. And then all you're going to do is just play with straightening your knees, and you might need to go a little bit wider, and then dropping your butt down and then straightening your knees. And now here's the deal. I have tons and tons of mobility. So if you look more like this, that is okay. And if that's not working for you, maybe you just do more of like a hands high on thighs, where you don't even grab your toes. So there's no shame if you don't have like the deep kid squat. I'm hypermobile, so this is not my challenge in life. I have a different set of challenges. If you don't have that, that's okay. All right, let's go 1 more. Pry around if that feels good. Take it up, bend your knees, and then stand tall. All right, so hopefully that got a little bit of movement in the hips. Let's just do a teeny bit more hip activation, and then we're going to get into the work. So what I want you to do here is grab your band, if you have one, and then pop it around both legs, just to kind of mid-shin. So you don't need to go very far. If your band is lighter than my band's pretty heavy, as I've said, you might end up bringing the feet a little bit wider. That is up to you. So what I want you to do here is hands can be on hips in front of you or behind you. Again, it's just personal preference. But send your butt back kind of like a deadlift and let the chest drop forward. So from the side, I look like this. Check that your knees are not diving in, right? So you're going to press out. You're going to stay here. And then from here, all I want you to do is just step one leg to the side, tap in, and then go back the other way. Step a leg to the side, tap in. Now the trick is, the tendency will be to kind of like let the foot go out. So I want you to, when you step, try to keep your knee in line with your second toe. So it's not very big. It's more about the precision of it to really activate your butt. Good. You need more work, you just come a little bit deeper. Precision is where the effort is in this, not range of motion, friends. Bring it in. Good. Let's go one more each way. Last one. Stand tall and rest. Nice job. Okay, so from here, we're going to free our legs and we're going to get into our first round of exercises. So we're going to have fun today with a single arm press. There's a few different ways that you can go about this guy. So if you have a wall, option one is actually going to be the hand goes on the wall, your other arm just goes across your ribs, and then you're just going to bend your elbow and press up. So that's going to be your first choice if you wish. Of course, if your shoulder doesn't love that, just stick with a double arm press, like a push-up, either on the wall or on the floor. So we can do the wall option, but I just want to give you one more choice for those of you who, if for some reason the wall is not your friend, you can actually do this version where you're on your side, the top hand is the pressing one, and then you're going to push yourself up, and then you're going to lower yourself down. So that is the first exercise that we are going to go through. Yes? So decide which one you're going to do. I'm going to start with the wall one, but again, if you are going to do the floor one, absolutely fine. I'll demo that one with you on the next round. You know I'm a huge fan of choices. Okay, so pick your poison. I've got my hand a little bit lower than shoulder height and a little bit in front of me. And then when you're ready, let's shoot for anywhere from 5 to 10 on each side. I'm not sure how many I'm going to want to do. If you're on the floor, you might do fewer. 1. Good. Now I'm looking at my shoulder that it's not shrugging my ear. You don't need to make these big. Good. I'm going to go for one more. I'm going to go for 5 today. I'm not going to overachieve it. Good job. All right. Switch sides if you're on the ground, or switch sides if you are on the wall. If you want to see it from the side view, I'm pretty sure I'm still on camera. Hand can be a little bit in front of you. Other hand can come across. And then it's just going to be this. And you're trying to keep your body like a board. Whew. One side might be stronger. Keep that in mind. That's the case for me. Let's go. Last one. And then come on off of that. Nice job. That is our first exercise. From here, let's get into a little bit more leg work, shall we? So I think I'm going to want my heavier band. I may change my mind because it's legs. Feel free to use what works for you. What's going to happen here is you're going to step one foot on the band, like so. Now you've got 2 choices here. So the first one's going to be just knees in the same line, kickstand deadlift, or for my friends who want a little bit more, you can actually do this more like a single leg. So pick your poison. Again, we're going to go for anywhere from 5 to 8, whatever feels right for you. So I'll start with the kickstand. If you want to go right into single leg deadlift, please do. So when you're ready, send your butt back, knees in line with the second toes, and standing tall. So this is option A. Let's shoot for 8. Here's the front view if you want to see it, where the knees hopefully are not diving in. Okay, now if you have 4 more, feel free to keep with this, or if you're doing single leg, cool. I'm just going to show you that one. I don't care what the back leg does. It's about bending your knee. I'm thinking right now my right leg is moving, something about reaching my right hip over a little to the left, and I'm letting my chest turn a little bit to the left as well. If it goes wobble, 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 that's okay. Let's go one more. Standing tall. Good work. Okay, let's try the other side. So just step your other foot on. You can kickstand. I'm going to show you from here. Check that your knees are roughly in the same line. Find your nice upright position. And then when you're ready, soften your standing knee, butt to the back wall, whatever back wall is for you, and then standing up. So again, we're going to shoot for 4 to 8. When you're done, you're done. You might need a different number of reps than me. I like to go enough that it feels a little squirrely and hard at the end, but not out of control. So this is, whew, notice I'm not as good on this side. That's okay. Explore. That one was a little better. Doesn't need to be a big range of motion. Let's shoot for 2 more. And up. Final one. Stand tall. Good job. And rest. Okay, last thing we're going to do here, as promised always, is a little bit of what may feel like more cardio. So for this, I would recommend probably avoiding the mat. Let me show you your choices, and then you can pick where you want to be. So option A is going to be just tap and step. We're going to stay on one side. Yes? Option B is going to be still low impact, a little bit bigger. Option C, there's a little bit of a hop. So you choose. We're going to do it about 10 on one leg and then about 10 on the other. If you need a little more or a little less, cool. Okay, pick which side you're going to start on. Feet can be a little bit turned out. Let's go. Tap back, bring it in. Yeah? Remember, choice. Absolutely fine to make it smaller or add a hop. One more. Good job. Let's switch sides. So make sure you got space around you. When you're ready, let's do the thing. Tapping it back and up. I don't actually care if your hands touch the floor, by the way. Remember, you can keep it small or you can add a hop. That's it. Hang in there. Final one. And rest. Good job. Hopefully heart rate is up a little bit. I know it is for me. Okay, we're going to do push-ups, single arm, or double if you need, all over again. So again, 5 on each side or maybe just 10 double arm. I'm going to show the one on the ground this time. So quick recap is hand on wall, arm across, any range of motion that feels good to you if you're going to be doing the wall version. Otherwise, I'm going to do the floor version, so you can come along with me if you want to try it. If it's a little messy, ugly, that's okay. So the way we're going to do this, do whatever you need to do with your legs. You're going to come on down. Bottom arm can tuck under. You may need to play with where you go. All right, when you're ready, you are going to press up and come down. I can't tell if this one or the wall one is harder, I'll be honest. I think they're just hard in different ways. That's it. One more. Okay, let's switch sides. So spin around. Remember, just really quick, push-ups, knees, toes, or anything in between is also good. You don't want to do single arm today. Totally get it. So come on down, set yourself up. Your two sides may be wildly different. That's okay. And then when you're ready, up and down. Oh, this is not my strong side. That's for sure. I'm going to recenter on my mat. I'm going to blame the mat. I don't think it's the mat. It's not. It's my left arm. Good job. One more. And come down. Oof, rest. All right. Let's come on up. We're going to go into those deadlifts. So again, I'll show you the different choices. Pick the one that works for you. There's no shame in any of them. But I'm going to be smart this time and actually move my mat out of the way because it is easier to balance on wood than it is to balance on a squishy mat. So, of course, you can use the heavier or the lighter resistance. Just one more quick note, if single leg work is not doing it for you today for any reason whatsoever, here is another option. Both feet on the ground. You'll just do double the number because you're doing double leg instead of single leg. Okay, if you're coming with me though, step on your band. Remember your two choices, kickstand or full single leg. Find your nice upright posture, shoulders a little bit back, check that you're not in a lean, and then when you're ready, soften your knees, send your butt to the back wall, and stand up. Anywhere from 4 to 8 of these is great. If you want a little bit more, just lift the back leg. Whoop. And yeah, you might fall over. It's okay. I'm thinking about rotating my right hip to the left. A little wobbly today. So again, if you're like me, maybe it's a better day for kickstand. Who knows? Let's go 2 more. I can't do this very well and talk at the same time. Too much multitasking, I think. All right, let's switch sides. So I'm just going to turn around. Put your other foot on the band. Let me show you the setup from the front. So if you're going to kickstand with me, you're going to have your knees in the same line. Back foot, pretty pony. Soften your knees, send your butt to the back wall. And standing up, we're shooting for, again, 4 to 8. Enough that you feel work, but not so many that you feel out of control. You do have the choice of exploring this one. You are trying to reach, I'm moving my left leg, so I'm trying to kind of rotate my pelvis and my ribs almost a little bit over my right. Oh, that was less than pretty, but that's okay. You guys get to see, or y'all get to see movement in real time. All right, stand tall. Nice job. Let's release that. Final piece here is going to be that step back. Now, again, remember, you can keep it small, you can go big, or you can add a hop. We're going to shoot for about 10 on each side. Again, if your numbers are different than my numbers, it is all good. Do what makes sense for you and your body in this moment today. There's no wrong way. All right, let's go for it. When you're ready, let's start. Don't worry about your arms. You're going to watch me mess them up a lot. Remember choice? Yeah? Hang in there. One more. And time. Let's switch sides. So pick and choose your versions, set it, and let's go. Option A, small, as big, and as slow or as quick as you like. You want a little bit more? That's it. One more. And time. Whew. Good job. Take a moment, maybe get a little bit of water, catch your breath. We're going to move into our next round of exercises. So much fun. Okay, so for this version, next exercise we're going to do is just a little bit of a squat variation. So no equipment for this one. Let me show you the choices. First choice is simply good old-fashioned squat. Yes? However, if you want to go for something a little bit more challenging today, we are exploring single side movement. 2 choices with that. You can squat, pick up a leg, or you can squat, rotate with the leg. So that's going to be that. We're going to start with that exercise first. So again, 2 feet on the ground, good old-fashioned squat, otherwise pick up a leg and or rotate with it. So play around. You'll find out pretty quick which one you like. Let's do it. So squat, option A, option B, option C. How many are we doing? That's an excellent question. Try to orient yourself where you are stable on the leg and you are controlling the descent of lowering it. Hang in there. Let's go. 1 more each way. And time. Good job. That one might have felt like your heart rate came up and a little bit metabolic. If it did, cool. Okay. From here, let's move into a little bit of back of shoulder work. So what we're going to do for this one is grab the lighter of your bands, depending on your strength. I just want to show you this. Option A, and also depending on how your back feels. So some of you are going to be happier either with, if you do 1, this is going to be lighter. If you hold on to 2, it's going to be heavier, right? But you're going to be happiest with just pulling one arm out to the side. Let me show you this from the front. You can do feet down or one leg kickstanded, other arm out to the side. Yeah? Option B is going to be, and again, you might need less. So if you need less, you're just going to hold it like so. You're going to anchor one arm, and then you're going to lift one arm, and then the other arm. Yeah? So decide whether you're upright or butt back, which is going to load your butt, but it is a little bit more effort through your whole body. I'm going to do just one. I'm not feeling that ambitious today. All right, when you're ready, send your booty back if you're coming with me. Otherwise, stay upright. There's no shame in that game. Lift an arm, feel the back of the shoulder engage, switch sides. You can also slacken. I don't know if you saw what I did there. I gave myself a little bit more slack so I could get a little bit further in my range. That is a choice. So you get to choose how much resistance you need. Option is nice and upright. Same muscle group. Trying not to twist, which is sneaky core. Go figure. Breathing where it makes sense. Let's go 4 more total or 2 more sets. Good. Last set. Final one. And stand. Roll the shoulders. Excellent work. Okay. Last thing we're going to do here is just a plank hold. So come on down. If you need a mat, no problem. Now, I like being up on my hands, but if for you, forearms are better, guess what? That's a choice. So you can be on forearms or hands. Option A is going to be knees down. This applies to both. Option B is going to be knees off. Option C is going to be one hand behind your back, whether you're on your forearms or up on your hands. I'm going to be up on my hands. Let's find our plank hold. If you're going to try single arm, I suggest a wide leg stance. Lengthen out, anchor one hand, and then take the other arm behind you and just hold it. You can either go arm behind you or you can go arm up like so. Just hold and breathe. Reach the crown of your head to the opposite wall. 3, 2, good job. Put your hand down, pick up the other hand, or try not to twist. Hand can go behind your back. Try to rotate your chest to be forward towards the mat if you're on one hand. Good. Lengthen out through your neck. 3, 2, and let it rest. Shake it out. Oh, awesome job. Okay, we're going to do that all over again. So starting with the dynamic squat, remember lifting a leg and rotation are both optional. And you don't have to do as many as me. You can also go slower or smaller. All right. So when you're ready, find your position. Find a squat stance. If you're ever not sure, you can play. I've got really long legs, so for me, a little bit of a wider stance feels good. But when you come down, you should feel like your knees are able to be around the second toe, not diving in a whole bunch. That's the main thing. All right. When you're ready, let's go. So option A is just going to be butt back, good old-fashioned squat. Option B is to pick up a leg. Option C is to twist your chest towards the leg. Now, you can go a little quicker to make it metabolic or a little slower if that feels better in your body. Good, keep these going. Remember, if your knees ever get ouchy, butt back more in the squat, more like a deadlift pattern is great. Yeah? Hang in there. Do whatever you want with your arms, y'all. Remember, this is still a choice. Your knee also doesn't have to go as high. Controlling the up and controlling the down. Good, let's go. 4 more-ish. Last one. Time. Good work. All right, we're going to go into that single side pull with the band. So I find for this, not my strongest muscle group, especially because I'm pretty sore today. I'm just going to hold on to 1. If you needed more, you could hold on to 2. And if you put more slack, it's going to be easier or lighter. If you put your hands closer together, you won't go as far. So adjust as needed. Find your band. Remember, up here is great. Otherwise, slide your hands down your thighs. Send your butt to the back wall. And then when you're ready, pick up one arm, Touch down, slacken, or tighten your band as needed to feel the back of your shoulder engage. Try to keep your shoulders out of your ears. Good. Keep going. Choice is right here. Notice I'm trying not to rotate my chest. I'm trying to just isolate my arm. I'm much better at it on my left side than on my right side. Go figure. Try to breathe. Think about letting your heart rate settle maybe a little bit. If it came up from doing all those squats. How about one more each way? And rest, stand tall, roll your shoulders. Okay, moving into our plank or our hover. Remember also, you can plank, single arm too, against a wall if you need. All right, so come on down. You can be on your hands or on your forearms, holding a basic double plank or lifting one arm. So let me just do a quick time check. Cool, we're doing all right. Find your position. When you're ready, knees a little bit wider if you're going to, or feet a little bit wider if you're going to lift an arm. Pick up a hand and go. So again, option A is here. You can also do it up on your toes. 3, try to square off. Did you see how I was rotated up? I'm going to try to angle more of my chest to the ground. 2, 1, switch sides. Try not to twist. You can also go hand behind your back. Squaring off, press into that arm, press into your feet and or your knees. Lengthen your neck. 3, 2, and 1. Ease back. Shake out. Nice job. Okay, let's do one final. I think we got time. Yes, let's do one little cardio burst to finish, and then we're going to do some core work and some floor work, I think. So come on up. Okay, for this final cardio burst, again, the cardio part is optional. The jumping part is optional. What's kind of nice about strength work is that metabolic kind of burn and challenge is just built into everything. So don't feel bad if you don't jump. I don't jump a lot. You notice we don't jump for very long. That's on purpose. I find that form is more important than how hard something feels. I'd rather you move well than worry about how fast or how hard you went. So with that, let's play with this version. So all we're going to do is a little bit of actual coordination with this. So what that's going to look like is you're going to come down and you're just going to move the feet out, out, and in, out, out, and in. So kind of like a football run. Now, if jumping, impact is not for you, guess what? You can take this slow or low and slower. Yes? So keep that in mind. You can also stick with that. So pick a leg because we're going to do both. Send your butt a little bit back. Do whatever you want with your arms. I'm just going to keep them up here, I think. And let's start out, out, and in. So again, you can go quick. If you want to see the side view, notice my butt is back, or slow. Try to pick up the pace if you can. Remember, the jumping is optional, or the running. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Good job. All right, think about what we did in that warm-up with the taps. Same muscle group, yeah? We just made it fast. So I was leading with my right leg. We're gonna do one more set, leading with the left or the other side. So pick your poison on where you go, set, and let's go. Now, if you're like me, one side is so much harder to lead with, go figure. So if you have to slow down, that's okay. Good, check, knees are open, butt is back, or you're upright, that's fine. Yeah, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Rest. Nicely done. Okay, hopefully your heart rate is starting to come down as you stand here and breathe. Grab a little bit of water, should you need it, and meet me on the ground when you're ready. So I'm going to unfold my mat. And then once you are there, come on down. And let's grab our looped band here. And you've got choices. So, you don't have to use the band. If the band fits better around your lower leg, great. These bands are not really made for normal size legs, let's be real, especially when they're tighter. But if it feels okay and you have a band that actually can go above the knees, that is an option too. That is going to destroy my thighs. So I'm going to stay below the knees at the lower legs. And again, you don't have to use the band for this. Okay, so we're going to come on down. And actually, haha, that totally failed. That's okay. If your band just rolls, you can use it or not. It's up to you. I need a lighter band to make this one work. So I'm not going to use my band. If your band stayed, cool. This is the joy of live streams. So press your legs open. If you have a band, great. Use it for resistance. If you don't, just pretend it is there. Arms are going to be by your sides. Squeeze your feet together. And the first thing I want you to do is just press into the outside edges of your feet, lift your buns up, and then touch your hips down. So we're just going to do good old-fashioned frog pump. Now, for some of you, this version of feet flat is going to be a better option. Feel free to stick with that. Okay, so this is the first piece of this exercise. Now, second piece of this exercise is going to be alternating, where you're going to do one frog pump, and then you're going to nod your nose, and you're going to do one chest lift if lifting the head works for you. One frog pump, one chest lift. Now, if you're like, nope, that's not for me today, guess what? You are going to stick with just the frog pump, or you can also have elbows bent, just a bridge. You could also do a bridge and a chest lift with parallel legs. Keep that in mind, right? Bridge and chest lift. Good. Let's go two more. Bridge and chest lift. One more time. Bridge and chest lift. And then bring the knees together. Let that all go. If it feels good on your body, you can even hug your knees in, gently rock side to side. Okay, let's do one last little ab and shoulder exercise. So roll yourself on up to seated, however is comfortable. Again, the band in this is optional. So if you want to use it, grab probably the lighter band. You're going to wrap it around both feet, like so. And then your knees can be bent, so you're upright, or they can be out straight. And you may or may not need to choke up on your band. I want you to find your good upright position, knees bent or knees straight. And the first thing I want you to do is just pull your elbows back, feel your shoulder blades draw down and together a little bit, and then reach the arms forward. Now, if you want a little more and it feels all right in your body, you can lean back for a little bit of abs. Now, keep these going. We're going to be here for a little while. For those of you where sitting in rows are not your friend, I just want you to notice that you can also do this same exercise if you stand up. So keep that in mind. Take breaks when you need. Good job. All right, now if you want, let's play. Let's actually pull one arm and twist, if that feels good in your body, and switch. You can also do this standing, right? If you lean back a little bit more, play with if you like bent knees or straight knees. I think they both have their own unique challenges. I think I like bent knees, so I'm going to stick with that. Good. Let's go one more each way like that. Good. Now pause here, lean back a little bit more, roll the shoulders open, and just play with going down an inch and up an inch. Grand finale of the abs. And play, maybe do you want to do this with your elbows pulled back so you also hold an isometric row? I don't know. Just all things to play with. Neck is long. Let's go one more. Good work. Stretch the legs. Hang forward if that feels good in your body. If it doesn't, skip it. And then come on up. Nice job. Let's cool that all down. So set your band to the side. Come onto your hands and knees with me, please. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Do just a little bit of cat-cow to the middle first. Any which way. Don't worry about being too precise here. Now, if you want, maybe play with kicking out a leg. Notice how it feels to explore cat-cow with a leg out to the side. Lengthen out, maybe play with try to keep your hips square, rocking back and forth a few times. A little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Again, if that is not your friend, guess what? You don't have to kick out a leg. And then come up, and then maybe play with either hand behind the head or arm reaching up. Rotate up, rotate down just a few times. You can also reach the arm. And then you can actually thread the needle through if you want greater range of motion. That is up to you. Let's go one more time, any of those. Okay, let's switch sides. Come on up, kick out your other foot. Square off. Little ponytail flip for me. Rock back and forth a few times. I'm trying not to tuck, so I'm trying not to be in a round back. All right, pause, and then if you wish, hand behind the head, you can rotate up and down a few times. Or you can thread the needle a few times. Bigger range of motion. Might feel good, just depends. All right, come on out of that. Last thing we're gonna do here, just find a comfortable seated or standing or kneeling position. Take your arms out and then just do a little bit of rotation of the arms. Looking over your shoulder. And then maybe just place your hands on your shoulders, rotate your elbows forward a few times. Rotate your elbows back a few times. Let your arms rest, shrug your shoulders up. Shrug your shoulders down, let them drop one more time. Shrug your shoulders up, shrug your shoulders down. Take a moment here to just sort of breathe. Notice if you can just sort of find a place of ease and centerness. And we will call you good on that class for today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that one.